as the title states, I'm going to do a ZSS matchup chart today. I'm accompanied by my hot chocolate, you feel me? Alright, cool. Here we go. So keep in mind, this is with, obviously with Wi-Fi going on with like the, what's it called? With the whole matchup chart. Keep that in mind, please. I'm not stating offline because offline is a whole nother experience because you get to do things like look at or predict people's patterns and do certain things of that nature. But in online, it's like there are certain things that you're just not allowed to do. All right. So just keep that in mind. And also, this is opinionated. This is definitely my opinion. So, hey, it is what it is. This is what I think. It's not up for debate, up for discussion. So, let's start off. Olimar, or Alph, whatever you want to call it. Not gonna lie, I don't know. I straight up do not know. I don't have much knowledge for the matchup. So, I'm gonna just put it there. Banjo and Kazooie. So, +1. But the reason why it's +1 and not exactly +2 is because he still has ways of kind of bobbing and weaving around you, and he can make himself hard to hit sometimes. And also, let's say like you're trying to charge a paralyzer shot, guess what? You could get Wonder Winged at any moment. Like, he can catch you lacking, you know what I'm saying? You might die. Pichu. You know what? I'm gonna go Pichu. Let me see, where's that little rascal at? Alright. I think Pichu is in the mix of, you know what? No. I'm going to put him as barely -1. Barely. It should be even. It should be even. Not like, okay, the top of even, but like it's close to it. Only because like as hard as it is for me to hit you, if you're trying to, or what's it called? As hard as it is for me to hit you, my fault, can't speak English. Like, you can get a lot of combos off of me. I'm still a comboable character. It's pretty easy to hit me. And also, whenever I'm hitting you, I have strong enough moves to kill you. Like, for example, if I hit you with side B, you're going to die at, like, I don't know, it could be 90 to 100%, but we'll just call it earlier percentages than, like, the average cast, or the average character a part of the cast. You know what I'm saying? Bayonetta. Even, but man, this matchup's garbage, bro. She's one of the top characters that I will say like is like the top part of even, but almost -1. It's even because it's hard for her to catch me and to kill me. Or no, I'm sorry. It's hard for her to kill me and it's hard for me to catch her into like doing certain combos. And obviously, what does Zero Suit Samus want to do? She's the queen of combos. So if you can't really do combos or it's hard to hit you, it's kind of like, you know, it's a stalemate. It's like when you got two pawns meeting in the middle of the chessboard. Like, none of those pawns are going anywhere. You're trying to move forward. That one's trying to move forward, and you really can't. But is it fun? No. That matchup is pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie. I hate that matchup. Oh, my goodness. Oof. Bowser. Let's see. Top of +2. Very, very top of +2. But you have to know why. You do have to know why, because Bowser's up B out of shield punishes you for bad spacing. It takes like 2 or 3 like resets with Bowser to kill you because of how lightweight you are as a character for Zero Suit, or we are. And it's just like you have to really understand how that Bowser player plays, because one of my homies, his name is Chalk. Also his name is Ben. Awkward playstyle, not like in a bad way, but more like he doesn't react how I want him to, so it makes it harder for me to hit him. However, if you get smacked by a forward smash, a back air, these up B's out of shields, a good forward air, you're dead. And at a pretty early percentage too, you will die. Bowser Jr. is, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna put that at +1 because like if that Bowser Jr. really knows what they're doing, it's like, I mean, you're gonna, like, he gets as much combos off as you do, and then he still has, like, that killing power. Like, don't get me wrong, you still got the fear of, like, if you get hit with that jab, have fun, you might die. But, I think it's, like, it's not too hard, but it's, like, one of the more tricky +1s, if that makes sense. Byleth is, I'm gonna say, +1. Simply because of speed. Usually with sword characters, Zero Suit Samus has to make or what's it called, has to play around it. But it's like, it's easier because of mobility, speed, things like that. 3 main factors that I think that makes a matchup a certain way for Zero Suit Samus. 3 things. If I'm able to hit you with, if I'm able to literally hit you with anything, like if with Nairs and all that good stuff, like Zairs, Paralyzers, like if you're able to reflect it or whatever, cool. What is it? How fast you are. That is also another thing, because sometimes if you could keep up with her, it's not as much of a problem. Also the weight. I'm gonna go with the weight. So, yes, he has the capability of killing you with like fair, back air, and stuff like that, right? But it's the speed, man, the mobility. If you can't keep up with me with Zero Suit Samus, even online, it's gonna be pretty easy for me. Like I said, it's a little bit tricky because he's a sword character, but it's not that bad. Like, if you're playing Zero Suit Samus, you'll be fine. Captain Falcon. Alright. This matchup is my favorite matchup. Even across the board. Straight up even. The reason why I say it's even is because, like, okay, as good as you're able to combo him, he's able to combo you, and Captain Falcon is more bait and punish. If you miss, if you whiff something, you will get punished by him, and you will get punished hard. And guess what? Excuse me, with your weight, he still has strong enough attacks, especially since he's buffed now, to like contest with you and kind of get even. You know what I'm saying? This matchup is -2. Simply for the fact of, 1, with Squirtle, it's hard to hit him, and then he could do a lot of like bait and punish because he's a small character, rack up damage and stuff, and then, you know, do jab locks and stuff or whatever. Cool. But as a whole with the package, it's considered -2 because you're going against 3 different characters, but all of these 3 different characters have one particular thing that they could do against you that bodies Zero Suit. It's bad. You can get bodied by this character. Seriously. Like, you're already struggling enough as it is to hit people because of how precise and stuff you have to be with your attacks with Zero Suit. Combine that with going against 3 different characters that all have some magical, or I'm sorry, have some sort of gimmick to beat you up. Try again. Try again. Chrom, alright? -1. I'm gonna click to the little picture thing so I can pull up. Cool. So, he's -1 because of the simple fact that, remember how I was telling you guys about the whole sword character thing? I have to bob and weave around your movement and punish you for what you're doing in order to get my damage off and stuff. But here's the thing, the problem. Jabs, right? Just freaking neutral jab. Like, it can already, like, put me in a situation where I'm just trying to get out of disadvantage and try to, like, not even disadvantage, but, like, reset neutral and then try to flip kick out of there or flip jump out of there. And then also with, like, his forward smash being, like, an anti-air, he can smack me out of flip jump with it. How, like, capable he is of doing damage. And it's like, it's easy street, because, like, when you use Chrom, you don't really got to worry much about Zero Suit, because guess what? Zero Suit is still big on coming in, like, no, hitting you with some hitboxes, then running away. Chrom don't really care, because it's like, you still have to bob and weave over what he's doing. And then you get punished for it sometimes. And let's say you get hit by forward smash, like, you could die pretty easily. Ooh, sometimes it hurts, bro. Ooh, especially with rage. Oh my goodness. It's pretty bad. That actually brings me up to another point. Simplicity. I'm sorry. That's another thing I wanted to bring up too. Simplicity of a character. Chrom is super simple as it is to use. You don't really have to do much against Zero Suit. Zero Suit, you're working super hard to try to get certain reads, certain combos, and kill this man. But most of the time, Chrom is just going to win. Cloud. You know what? No. I know this one. I know this one for sure. Cloud. Even. It depends on who you go against. I'm going to be real. It really depends on who you go against. Because I've had a test of... I'm not saying I've only faced like 3 Clouds in my life. No. I'm saying there were 3 different Clouds that I played in my brackets that I've been doing so far in these Wi-Fi tournaments. One of them was, I'd say, like, the definition of, okay, the matchup is even, because he didn't really, like, create a wall of, like, aerials and stuff. But once you create that wall, this matchup becomes bad for you. Because guess what? You still have to bob and weave on what he's doing. And he's safe on a lot of stuff. And guess what? If I misplace something, what am I getting? A beat out of shield, right? And guess what also we have to deal with? Limit break. And it's to the point where, especially online, sometimes you gotta camp it out. You have to like get away from it and, like, you know, just wait on him to run out of it before you can go back in. Otherwise, you might die, like, to anything. Literally. Sometimes a good up B could come out of nowhere, or you already know cross slash is pretty bad, or I'm sorry, is, you know, it's gonna body you, and then you might get finishing touch too. Either, I mean, it's, oh, I'm sorry, blade beam as well. Blade beam's a pretty good setup too, especially like if you try to preemptively place it for flip jump. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Really good options. You gotta know the matchup. You really do have to know it. It's very frustrating. It's very hard. Wi-Fi Cloud is super hard to go against. Alrighty. Corrin, I'm gonna be real. I don't know much about it. I don't know enough about it. I'm sorry. I don't know enough to state my opinion on it. Daisy. What is this? 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 +1. It's like one of the easier +1s. So she still has to, as safe as she is with like the back airs and stuff, and trying to like hit you with certain turnips and projectiles, it's really easy to hit her. It's super easy. The only reason why I'd say is +1 instead of +2 is because you will still get smacked. You will. It's just, you have, like, if you're playing just fine, or what's called, if you're playing normally, you're not running into stupid stuff, you'll be alright. Pit. Or Dark Pit. I think I'm gonna just put the pits together, to be honest. I'm trying to think. Actually, top of +1s. One of the top +1s. Where's Pit at? So, top of +1s, because, like, yes, you still, I mean, I can still get off a lot of damage. It's pretty easy to hit Dark Pit, or I'm sorry, it's pretty easy to hit Pit. But the thing is you can still create a wall, and, like, kind of bait and punish a lot of what Zero Suit Samus does. And you're gonna miss a lot of attacks with her, right? And guess what? If you miss that particular attack, what am I getting? I'm getting thrown. I'm getting hit with, like, with a good amount of damage. It could be like potentially 20, even 25% damage, like with an early exchange, and then I could be hitting the things like down air, nair. Oh, speaking of which, like Pit's nair and fair and stuff are good combo breakers. Really good combo breakers. If you're given enough time, it's kind of like a test of, if I hit you with something and it's not necessarily true, if you nair me out of it, like, I can't really continue that combo. Not saying that there's like a lot of opportunities to do that, no. But whenever it does come through, I mean, that's how it works. So also +1, simply because of, like, oh yeah, simply because of, okay, let's say I'm trying to, or a lot of your movement becomes predictable. That's just how the character works. Even with like all the B reversing and stuff like that. All I have to do is just like kind of wait for you to either make a mistake or throw out a certain projectile. And then that's my opening. That's my cue. And then I can just start racking up damage and then just pretty much reset the situation until you're dead. Diddy. Alright. Same from Smash 4. -1. If he could kill early, if he could kill at like, if I could go off of percentages, if he could kill me at like 140, 150, besides like, I guess forward smash, but if he could do something like down tilt and the up smash or whatever, and that actually kills, because Diddy struggles to kill a lot, then he would be -2. However, here's the problem, right? So Diddy struggles to kill me, but he can get in on me however he pleases. It's not that hard. But for me, on the other hand, it's hard for me to hit him, but I have the capabilities of killing. But when you have those two kind of problems together, Diddy will win in that aspect because, okay, if he gets enough wins in neutral, baiting and punishing me, I'm sorry, not baiting and punish, but like pretty much racking up the damage and he gets a kill, it's like, okay, it's still rehashed from Smash 4. Nothing has changed about that matchup at all. Because I use Lucina, I would straight up go Lucina on that one too. Even then, it's still kind of a struggle too, but that's another story. Donkey Kong. What do I want to put that as? I'll put it this way. Bottom of +1. Like, very, very bottom of +1. Almost in the +2. Very, very bottom. So, reason why I say that is because as easy as it is for me to hit him, obviously combo fu, I can rack up my damage and stuff. What does he still have, right? He still has his neutral Bs that can kill me pretty early. Donkey Kong with, obviously if a Donkey Kong main has momentum, it becomes difficult. It becomes a lot more difficult to like play against him, and then you could kind of like die to a lot of things pretty early. Like let's say I'm just trying to rack up damage and I just got like, I don't know, like I'm at kill percent, like at like 100 or something, or I'm trying to be in that range. For him, all he needs is like 2 or 3 like wins. I mean, what's it called? 2 or 3 like wins off of neutral, and I might die, possibly. But again, like just barely +1, almost +2, just barely. Dr. Mario, +2, +2. I pray for the doctor. I pray for the doctor. He doesn't have the mobility to keep up with me. I can gimp you off stage. And just literally those 2 factors alone just makes it super simple to go against him. Sure, you have a reflector, like to reflect my paralyzers, but there's so many other things that I'm already doing against you. Like, no, it's not there. It's not there. Duck Hunt, you know what? I'm gonna leave that as I don't know enough. Falco. Oh man, Falco. One of the most annoying even matchups. So annoying. Oh my gosh. I love Falco. I love playing him, but dang, is he annoying to go against, man. Seriously. So, even because of, like I said, online, right? So, certain things I can't really, I mean, if I'm trying to hit you or try to predict certain patterns, it's kind of harder to do. And because of that, Falco can just utilize that Wi-Fi that Wi-Fi advantage super well. So he can get under a lot of my moves. Like, let's say, like, if I miss it, not like literally if I hit him point blank, but if I miss like a Nair or something or miss a Zair, well, guess what? I'm probably gonna get grabbed, and then he's gonna rack up damage. And it's like, how do I put it? Unless he's off stage, because obviously off stage is easy. Like he's gonna die. But on stage, he is definitely a huge person to fight against. Again, it's super annoying on stage, but it is even. I will say that for sure. It is even. Absolutely. Fox, -1. Some of the same things that he can do online are kind of the same offline in this case. It's just more of not the fact that like it's hard to hit him, because sometimes it is, but it's more of like Fox is all about oppression. It's all about hitting you with moves that out-prioritize you. A lot of his moves out-prioritize Zero Suit. Like, if the man runs up to you and does a Nair, most likely, I say most likely, not all the time, it's gonna beat my Nair or beat my Fair. Obviously not Zair, because I'm too far away, right? But he can rack up a lot of damage pretty quickly. And again, I'm still a fast faller. I can still get comboed, but I don't really have a particular order for that. Not yet, at least. Not yet. But I will say that Fox is still... It's complex. You do have to know the matchup. It's still -1 regardless, but you still have to know the matchup. Off stage, obviously, he'll get... he can get knocked off pretty bad. But on stage, no, the man is a beast. Ganondorf, oh, man. +2. You're not fast enough to keep up with me. I rack up too much damage whenever I'm trying to hit you. You're a big target, super easy to hit, and by the time you're already trying to get these like 2 to 3 reads, either I already got your stock down or the game is over. Not really much else I can say from there. Greninja. Greninja is, you know what? I could go with even. We'll go with even. We could go with even. So I'll say even because it's kind of hard to hit him, but at the same time, it's like hard for him to get combos off on you sometimes because you have the ability to flip jump out of disadvantage or flip jump out of combos that aren't considered true. And it's just like overall, he's kind of struggling to kill you, and then you're kind of struggling to hit him sometimes. So again, that's like another stalemate, little chess piece stalemate. So yeah, that's even. Hero is +1. Obviously, the RNG comes into play. You can definitely get smacked by a thwack. You will get thwacked and you'll die. Like, hey, simple, easy money. Boom. You might die. You might not die. Just depends on what happens. But at like for swordplay wise, if you get like, you can get past his swordplay super easy because a lot of his aerials and attacks and stuff are super slow. So with that being super slow, you can meet him up in the air and be like, hey, I got this fair for you. Ba-ba. And what are you going to do after that? Now you're either in a situation where you're in disadvantage, or we're just going to try to reset the situation again, and I'm going to out-prioritize you with pretty much all of my aerials. Ices. +2. But you got to know why. The biggest thing I can say is Nair is super important in this matchup because it actually breaks up Nana and Popo a lot. And obviously the objective is to break them up and then combo them and stuff. Usually, like, I would say it's a problem with Zero Suit to face, like, in doubles or something, to have, like, a 2-on-1 kind of scenario, because a lot of her kit is focused on simply one character. But no, against Ice Climbers, it's easy money. It's quite simple. It's actually not that bad. It's pretty simple. Ike is also -1. As slow as his aerials are, they tend to have a big enough hitbox to where you might get hit, even if you're trying to go in and do some type of forward air, or he might just catch you lacking, and he's really good at doing that. I'm not talking about like the whole up smashes and all of that. No, I'm just referring to strictly the what is it? Oh, strictly like the his aerials, and then like, yeah, no, pretty much just his aerials at this point. I don't really think like the grounded game matters in this matchup, but it's just because of how he kind of works, and it can be tough to hit him sometimes. You know, you would think, okay, he's a big, easy target. Nah, it's not that simple. It's not. Incineroar, also +2. +2 because of, what's it called? He doesn't have the mobility. It's hard for me to, or it's hard for him to get in on me. And if you play like a lot of bait and punish against Incineroar, he's not really doing anything special. He's not going anywhere. So it just turns into a wash. It's pretty bad, honestly. Inkling. Inkling is, oops, let me do this real quick. All right, Inkling, -2. Very, very hard to hit. It's hard because of the whole like dashing in between. And then it's just like trying to get the kill on Inkling when the movement is already there, and I mean, obviously, like, or trying to get a kill, like, if you get, like, one solid, like, down smash and do it in the up B, that's fine. But it's all about, in this matchup, it's about movement and about precision. If you can't have the precision and hit Inkling with Zero Suit Samus, you're not doing much. You really aren't doing that much. Isabelle. +1. So Isabelle is +1 because she is also a hard to hit character. Sorry, let me quicker. She's also a hard to hit character. But it's like once you actually start getting hits on her, it's not that hard. But just having to deal with that while she's trying to place different projectiles in some situations where you're trying to nair, but then you really can't because she already has her down B placed somewhere. Sometimes it can get a little tricky, but otherwise, I mean, no, that's pretty much it. Joker. Oh man, -2. Oops, -2. So he's actually one of the top -2s. Sheesh. Very hard to hit this character. When you go in this matchup, you should be expecting a lot of misses, a lot of whiffs. But then again, he has whiffs too because it's hard for him to hit you, but it's super easy for him to kill you once he gets you. And then it's like, you're already dealing with, okay, it's kind of hard to hit him while he's racking up all this damage, and you also have to deal with Arsene potentially coming in. Yeah, dude, that might be a wrap. It's very hard, very, very hard matchup. Jigglypuff, like I said, on Wi-Fi, even, but you have to know why. So, even because the way that Jigglypuff works is her aerial game out-prioritizes a lot of characters. So, what does that lead into? That means you have to be a lot more patient and be kind of careful with how she throws out certain moves. Because you also have side B that could potentially shield break you, or it could just hit you and combo you in the rest and stuff like that. So, it turns into a bait and punish game. But, however, she has just as much leverage to do aerial stuff, or like aerial combos or strings and stuff on you as you do her. But it's like, it's hard. It can get very tough. Like I said, you have to know the matchup. That hot chocolate cold, bro. I can't drink that no more. Ken. This is a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I'm gonna put him in... bottom of even. Bottom of even. Yep. Bottom of even. I'm gonna just put him there. So, reason why I say bottom of even is because it all depends on how good you are at like optimizing your advantage state, because you won't get much off of him, like, because obviously he has shield pressure and he has a wall. Like, he literally does play like how he plays in Street Fighter, and you have to respect Hadouken a lot more. It's just like, again, and with like the Shotos being a big powerhouse online, you tend to run into common issues. Like, you can either, if you get punished for your misspacing, you could get up beat out of shield. His up beat out of shield is super good. He could also do certain things like, basically, like, he does enough shield pressure to kind of frustrate us, like, as Zero Suit mains and stuff, or just like frustrator period. And then it forces you to do something stupid. That's where, like, it usually comes in. But otherwise, if you can hit him, combo food. Off stage, easy. Well, not easy, sorry. It can be easy, but it just depends on if you can punish him or not. However, when he's off stage, sometimes he tends to have like a linear recovery unless like he FADCs. And for people who don't know what FADC is, it's focus attack dash cancel, which is like when he down Bs and then he dashes forward or backwards. So yeah, that is definitely one of the harder ones. DDD +2, +2. The only thing that makes it kind of tough is I'd say Gordo, but Gordo because of obviously DDD can reflect it back. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I don't mean to put him like, no, he's not at the bottom. I'll just put him like, I'm just kind of putting him anywhere at this point. But no, DDD can have like his moments of also like being pretty safe on certain things. Like obviously throwing out a couple back airs works out. Nair happens too, or Nair can be alright. And then just like he has a fighting chance, but like in reality, no, it's still pretty bad for him. It's still pretty bad. King K. Rool with the buffs for 8.0. I'm sorry, yeah, with the whole 8.0 and including 8.1.0. Where am I gonna put this man? Where am I gonna put this man? You know what? I'm gonna put him at the top of +2. Alright. I put him at the top of +2 because, okay, that side B armor is annoying. I'm not gonna lie, and it actually is a really good savior too, because it like prevents him from getting punished if he misses his crown when he throws it, right? And also he has the ability of potentially combo breaking, excuse me, Zero Suit. He has a fighting chance, but it's still pretty bad when like the damage racks up, and then when you're off stage and you can be hit pretty often, and it's like, okay, unless your tech game is tight, which obviously online it ain't gonna be tight all the time, it tends to become pretty bad. Kirby, +1, he'd be +2 if I could hit him more, but you still have to deal with the struggle of like trying to hit him, but it's just using more of like down tilts and like correctly placed airs. But I mean, otherwise you're not really struggling too much against him. You're really not. You'll be all right. All right, Link. Link's interesting. I'm trying to think, where would I put him? I'm gonna come back to him. For now, I'm gonna put him in the don't know category. I do have an idea. However, I'm just trying to think of how to explain it. So, like I said, I'm gonna come back to that. Let's see who is next. Little Mac, +2. So, as good of a ground game as he has, as like how I have a really good aerial game. Again, you're not really struggling for much. He still has to try to get super hard reads, although he plays his grounded game, and off stage he gets getting pretty easily. He can keep up. He could definitely fight. You could definitely lose his matchup. Don't get me wrong. A low Mac could smack the mess out of you, but just as a whole, like, no, it's not, or what's it called? It's a pretty good matchup for you. Lucario, +1. Just because, like, I played, what's it called? Because I'm thinking of the person that I played with him. You kind of got to be patient sometimes, to wait for, or I mean, like, to be patient. You can't overextend, because once you start overextending, that's where he could punish you, and obviously has the whole rage factor once you start racking up enough damage. But, I mean, it's nothing, like, too bad. This is one of those matchups that it's like, don't be stupid, and you'll be okay. That's the best way to describe it. Lucas. I'm gonna put him, honestly, I'm trying to think. There's like a decent amount of like a good amount of +1s, especially for Wi-Fi. You know what? No. +2. You gotta know the matchup. But also what it's about knowing is about not being in the air as much. You have to play a grounded game versus him. Because for some odd reason, like, Lucas tends to prioritize a lot in the air. With a lot of his aerials, and I guess like he has a certain wall about him too. But if you play like a pretty good grounded game and try to get around his projectiles, you ain't really struggling for much. You'll be alright. Lucina is even, and because Lucina is the talk, or what's it called, is like within there, I'm gonna put Marth there as well. Where you at? Well, yeah, Marth. Oops, I just saw him. There he is. Next to Mega Man. There we go. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna put them together. So, even because like, again, they have just as much leverage as you do. They could play a good grounded game, but they can also play a good aerial game, while you can kind of bob and weave around a lot of their like attacks and aerials and stuff. But it's a pretty good matchup. Like, not even gonna lie. Like, it's pretty solid on both sides. You really can't complain for either. I'm gonna define Cloud as like the even, as in like he is the center point of the whole matchup chart. That's just for me, in my opinion. I'm gonna put it as that because of how much of a retarded stalemate it is going against him. Luigi. Not gonna lie, I don't know enough. I'm not even gonna sit here and say, oh well, I know this matchup, because I don't. I don't know. Mario. Also even, but even for the even in the case of right, so it's easier for him to get combos off on you, but he also gets comboed pretty hard. Like, don't get me wrong, he can still do nairs in situations for things that aren't true to kind of test your test like if you're doing true combos or not. But it's like you get a lot of damage, and a lot of like neutral exchanges can go either way for either character. It can be fun sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. This matchup can be fun. It can be pretty fun sometimes. Ooh, Mega Man. That boy Mega Man. He doesn't make that sound, but I just felt like doing that. I'm trying to think, what do I put that as? I'm gonna put this one as like one of the like top +1s. Yeah, I definitely put that as one of the top +1s. So, excuse me, obviously super solid zoning game, right? But you can get around it with simply either having a high enough jump height to get past certain things, or flip jump out of a lot of situations when he's trying to throw out lemons. And let's say he throws out a leaf shield and tries to wait for you to like fall down, so then he could either combo break or potentially combo break, or just break neutral to reset it. You can definitely punish him pretty hard on that. And then off stage, it tends to be like an interesting challenge, but it's not bad though. But it is definitely like one of the harder +1s. Meta Knight. I have no idea. I'm not even about to sit here and lie. I have no idea. Mewtwo. That boy is going to be +2. This is where like I start, or what's it called? +2 only because like Mewtwo still has that big hurt box, and it's like he can really contest with top tiers, right? He has the damage and stuff, and he also has like the combo capability, but he's so light. You're so light, and on top of that, you have a big hurt box, and it's like you're not really threatening Zero Suit like that. You don't necessarily need all of the gonna say speed. You do have the mobility, like you're pretty mobile in a lot of situations, but and pretty strong with a lot of your attacks, but it's still +2. Like unless he magically gets a buff to where his hurt boxes are reduced or his weight increases, that's definitely a +2. That's a +2 right there. Mii Brawler. I don't think I know enough about this one. I also don't know much about Mii Gunner. I'll be honest there too. Not really sure. Sword Fighter as well. So pretty much just all the Miis. I don't really know about the Miis. I don't play much of them to really understand why. Or understand how that matchup works. Min Min is a +2. The fact that I can get in, or no, the fact that once I get in on you, like, how screwed you are until you get your distance back. And Min Min already has kind of like, it tends to be like slow moves in that matchup. I'm not saying slow as a whole, but like slow in the actual matchup. And let's say you just throw out something and you miss. Guess what I'm doing? I'm whiff punishing you. And what else can I do? I can combo you pretty hard. So it just becomes complex, or I'm sorry, not complex. It becomes really hard for Min Min. But no, for Zero Suit, that's easy street, man. Seriously. Game and Watch. This is also one of those rare occasions. I'm gonna put it as it depends on 2 play styles. It's not -2. I'll put it towards the top of even. Oops. There we go. Two play styles that I was talking about. So, you have what is it? Oh yeah. So you have a situation to where, like, if the Game & Watch is just playing, like, kind of safe and then just waiting on you to get in on his shield and the up B out of shield or whatever, oh, you're doing just fine. That matchup is bad for him. It's probably, like, one of his worst matchups. However, he still has the capabilities of absorbing your paralyzers. And paralyzer is an important kit or important thing that is in ZSS's kit. And again, it's still Wi-Fi. Now, a mashing Game & Watch is super hard to beat because his Nair tends to out-prioritize you whenever you try to do something. And it's just like, well, no, fair isn't really much of a problem, but it's more about the neutral air and then mixing up with like a lot of your different options. And if you're pressing a lot of buttons, it's very hard to do this matchup. It's super hard. Ness, even. Yep, even. You have to know the matchup, but it's not even about, it's not only knowing the matchup, but you also you have to let Ness press his buttons. You have to let him do his attacks and then either wait for that, like, attack to finish, then punish, or, I mean, that's pretty much all you have to do, especially for, again, for Wi-Fi. But besides that, I mean, you do have the, like, potential to hit him. He's not that hard to hit. Like, you still got to be pretty precise with your aerials and stuff, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. However, it's not that it's a pretty decent matchup. Pac-Man. Pac-Man is a one of the harder +1s. He still has like a good zoning base, but it's like if you kind of get past that, not a lot. I'm sorry, unless he like does a lot of nair and fair, a lot of his moves tend to be like just barely slow enough to either where if you throw out an attack, it's gonna out prioritize it, or if he throws out something along the lines of like his smash attacks, it's not fast enough to really make you fear or worry for any reason. And then it also is like one of the harder ones because he tends to be hard to hit sometimes, but just as a whole, it's a pretty good matchup for her. Palutena. Woo! Palutena. One of the top even ones. Because of... Alright, cool, right? So, you can hit her. Yes. She is very easy to hit. And when she's put into, like, disadvantage, she doesn't have much to get out. But in neutral and in situations... No, actually, I'm going to just say neutral for the most part. And also in advantage. She still has Nair. She has dash attack. She has back air. She is one of the characters that I pay attention to where she's facing. Like, for example, if she's facing... Here I am, right? Here I am, Zero Suit. hi everybody, I'm Zero Suit. And she's facing forward. If in neutral, I pay attention to like, okay, how, I mean, is she gonna do some form of dash attack? Because if she does a dash attack, obviously that has armor, and then it just beats out any option that I want to do, and then, I mean, I'm kind of screwed there. Or if like I go try to do like a fair or something, unless I preemptively do it, Nair is gonna beat me out. Also, let's say I'm facing forward, but she's facing backwards. Guess what she can do now? She can do back air. Back air goes through a lot of different things, or a lot of attacks, or a lot of situations that I would attempt to do with Zero Suit, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. But like I said, once you get past those 3 main things for Palutena, you can combo her pretty well. She can combo you just as good as you can combo her. So, it's even. When you're on Wi-Fi, obviously with Palutena, like, she has a lot of answers, or I'm sorry, she has one answer to a lot of problems, which could be cases like dash attack, back air, to a certain extent forward air because of how safe it is, but yeah. Oh, actually, if you try to like be out of shield, sometimes with fair it doesn't work, but that just happens sometimes. But yeah, it's but like online, just like with that slight Wi-Fi, like I guess delay, that's where I think it just becomes even. Pikachu. Oh my gosh. Oh, bro. That's how it hurts. -2. Alright. -2 because of I already can't hit you. You already have good combo strings. You already have T-Jolt to control neutral however you want to do, or however you want to do it. Like, in whichever way that you desire to. And then you can follow up with your T-Jolts with the grabs and stuff. Alright, whatever. Also, what makes it tough is I feel like with fighting with Zero Suit against Pikachu, I'm playing the lottery, alright? And I'm thinking, okay, I have to get lucky somewhere, right? If I get lucky and I hit you with a strong attack, sure, yes, you die because you are lightweight. But does that really matter in the essence of things? Because if I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm in the lottery and I'm trying to wait on your, I guess like your neutral, I'm sorry, your advantage to end, or if I can punish you for overextending, excuse me, especially with Wi-Fi, it just tends to be a lot harder. And by the time I'm probably trying to, you know, get this one big punish, it was probably for one particular stock, and you still got 2 to 3 left. Or the game is just already over. But, however, it is, or however, you are able to, get out of a good amount of situations with flip jump, which is important, but it's like, there are still so many advantages that Pikachu has over you where it just doesn't matter. Piranha Plant. Okay. Alright. This one is one of the harder +1s. Simply because of, honestly, one move. Patui has a lot of answers. No, I'm sorry. Is one answer to a lot of problems. In a lot of cases, right? So, Zero Suit is already a super aerial based character. I have to get in majority of the time in the air. Guess what Patui does to solve that problem? Not only can you just randomly throw it at me to stop me from trying to get in on you, but you can also, I can also potentially get hit out of hitting you with it, right? And then it just drops on me. Honestly, that's the only one that makes it kind of a problem. Patui is like a big answer as to why this matchup wouldn't be a +2. I would consider this +2 if he did not have Patui. However, that, like, I also think Piranha Plant is an anti-playstyle kind of character. Like, I mean, whatever playstyle that you want to, like, use or whatever, he uses that to his advantage, and then that's how he wins games. Richter is +2, but it's an annoying +2. Because what are you doing? Trying to get past projectiles majority of the time. And it just becomes to the point where he has a lot of tools to keep Zero Suit out. But it's like once Zero Suit gets in, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Like there is no stopping this character from hurting you. There is no stopping it. Ridley, one of the, I'm not even gonna say harder +1s. It's a little bit more complex. Just for the simple fact of you have to like know the matchup. Otherwise, Ridley gets off a lot and can rack up a lot of damage. But I think on Ridley's side, the problem is, again, you have the downsides of a middleweight and the downsides of a heavyweight. So it's like, when you put those two problems together, you are combo food. Straight up combo food. I can do a lot of combos and stuff off of you. But that does not stop you from getting, like, one really good read, like with a forward smash or even like a good side B read. I might die, because guess what? I'm still lightweight. That's the only reason why I wouldn't put it as +2. If you couldn't kill, +2. R.O.B. R.O.B is, nah, I'm gonna put him +2. That man is so combo food. Like, it's like, you can do so much with him, and it's a lot of, like, complexity. But the thing is you're getting comboed so much, and it's so easy to hit you and hurt you off stage. It's kind of like, once I get past your, like, I guess, game plan of zoning, or trying to adjust around it with the gyros and the lasers, when I have things like flip jump, I got things like Zair, I got things like forward airs, the neutral airs, the up air strings. Oh, guess what? You're really prone to getting ladder combo too. I apologize. I meant to, like, for a lot of the matchups that I forgot about the whole ladder combo thing, but I was just trying to, like, keep it pretty general. But that's why I would say, like, R.O.B tends to be pretty bad for him, but it's really good for us. Alright. Robin. Robin isn't, you know what? It's a super interesting matchup. This is a hot take. I'm gonna call it, I think it's called a hot take. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Alright. Even. I don't care. I don't necessarily care what place. Even. Only because of... So, aerial smash attacks, in this case. The key to this is aerial smash attacks. And what I mean by that is obviously when the left-hand sword comes out, and you can get smacked by things, or by, like, nairs, by forward airs and stuff like that, and up airs. And it's like, they have a lot of priority, and they also just have a lot of power behind them, and you're already lightweight, so you might actually get killed by these pretty pretty early. Also, forward smash as well, or pretty much any of the smash attacks. Just whenever left-hand sword comes out, that's when this matchup becomes very frightening. I'm not saying much about, like, the projectiles. The projectiles aren't, like, as terrifying unless, like, Robin does the side B to try to cover the ledge, like, to cover, like, normal get up and, like, potentially, I guess, roll and stuff. But again, you can still, like, flip jump past it, so it doesn't really matter there. However, I'm talking about strictly as a sword character. That matchup is even. Rosalina and Luma, oh man. Alright, so, okay, don't let it fool you. This is a +2, but you can get smacked by Rosa. I'm sorry, not even Rosa in this case, specifically Luma, alright? Luma can be put into places where you might just randomly get hit and die, and obviously, you know, like, Luma has super strong knockback, but as a whole, like, especially when Rosa's by herself, no, she's combo food. And it's like, regardless of her being floaty, it's kind of like, it tends to get really simple. It's super simple to do. Like, it's not a very hard matchup for her. It's pretty good. I'm sorry, it's a pretty good matchup, not about it being easy or hard. Roy is, I forgot to put him next to Chrom, I'm sorry. No, actually, no, he's a different discussion. So, -1, I'm gonna put him next to Chrom, but there's different reasons why it's -1. You still have forward smash, sometimes being an anti-air and being really strong and hurting you. Let's also talk about double edge dance, killing you at 40. And then you die, you know what I'm saying? You just magically die. But it's not as hard as Chrom because you don't have the you have to still use the base of the sword. And, like, his range is, or his disjoint are just barely, like, smaller than Chrom's, and small enough to where it's not as much of a threat whenever Zero Suit tries to become up and close with Roy. However, I will say, that is one of the most fun -1 matchups. That matchup is super fun. I love doing that matchup every time, even if it's -1. Ryu, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know enough. Sheik is a -1. It's a weird -1. Because she can get around you a lot, She has a small hurt box. She can, she's super good at attacking second and can kind of punish you for trying to attack her. But it's like, it's weird. It's like I kind of want to put it as even, but the only reason why I wouldn't is because she already has her frame data is magnificent compared to yours, and she doesn't have to work as hard to hit you. Keyword hit you, not kill you. I said hit you. So with her struggling to kill, that's where it kind of gets it gets easier for you, because you get one big read, then, you know, she might die. But it's still -1 because of, what if you don't touch this Sheik player? Then guess what? You just sat there for insert however long you were there, and then you are a dead man / woman. Dead / it. Alrighty. But still, overall, it's a cool matchup though. It got rehashed from Smash 4, but it's still pretty cool. Shulk is okay. Shulk is -2. I can definitely go in depth with this one. All right, trash. Very, very trash matchup. Super trash. But it's because of I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, it's pretty bad because he has the ability to combo break on multiple occasions. Obviously, it's because of, oh well, the Monado. Yes, but as to why the Monado comes in play, that's where it gets a little tricky. For example, at early percentages, let's say I try to do something like Nair into like forward air or something, all right? You could do, like, that Shulk player could do the Smash Monado in between all of that. It could be either for Nair into like forward air or into like another combo that I usually do on people that works, right? Smash Monado pushes you back, and it pushes you back enough to where it's like, okay, well, you can't really hit me from there, and that's considered a combo breaker, on top of having shield when I'm at kill %, and I'm like, hey, guess what? I want to up-B you and kill you. But guess what? Shield comes into play, and now I have to put you into another situation in order to kill you. If you were to ask me, hey, which -2 matchup would you rather have, Pikachu or Shulk? I would rather have Shulk because he's an easier target, and I don't have to deal with projectiles. I'm just dealing with the Monado. Like, if there was a pick your poison situation, I would definitely go with Shulk all the time. Snake. I feel like this is a hot take. I'm struggling. Where do I want to put him? Okay, you know what? +1. Alright, I'll put him as +1. But he's one of the harder ones. One of the hardest ones. Because obviously, he's able to break out certain combos. You have the grenades in hand or whatever. But it's all about how he zones. If he zones you correctly, one, you shouldn't really be able to get in like that. But it's also like, that's kind of what prevents Snake from getting bodied by a lot of characters. Because he has the ability to either combo break or evade and make himself like hard to hit, right? If Zero Suit gets in a and you can't really, and other characters who are like, I guess, slower, can't really chase Snake. Zero Suit, on the other hand, can chase Snake, and once she is in on this man might as well be considered dead. Just saying. She has the ability to chase him, the ability to kind of rack up damage and hit him, and then also, let's say like he tries to go up there and up B or whatever. I guess like if you want to do a form of back air that's strong enough to get him out of things, or if he gets out of his cipher to where you can up B him, he's dead. He can be comboed, but it's super hard to hit him. But once you get in, it's like that. It's like how Richter was, but Richter like really struggles. Snake doesn't really struggle as much unless he gets hit. Sonic. Good lord. Give me a... I'm not laughing because it's either super bad or super good. I'm just trying to debate. You know what? Nope. Hot take. Hot take time. Even. Alright. Why I say this is even, okay? Actually, before I can. Alright. Why I say this is even. Alright. What the usual problem that comes in with Sonic, right? Is, okay, oh man, it's like he's camping and stuff and I can't really keep up with him, or I can't stop him from doing things. Well, guess what? Zero Suit has the ability to catch up with Sonic, or to stop him from doing certain things, or like, because again, we're humans, we're not necessarily like computers or whatever, right? People get frustrated. If somebody doesn't get their hits off, or they're like staying in neutral for a certain amount of time, they tend to get mad. That's usually that's very true. I tend to do this so myself. I mean, a lot of people tend to do it. It's just frustration. Sonic with frustration gets him hit, all right? And you have the ability to jump everywhere with Zero Suit, jump and flip jump everywhere, and pretty much just dodge a lot of what he's going for. But when it comes to that, when it comes down to it, if it's like none of the camping stuff and they're like going head to head with each other, again, that's another thing where it's like even. It's kind of like, you know, Sonic versus Shadow, I'm sorry. You know, they got head to head, they're super fast at each other, and one might miss or something, but you know, they straight boxing. You feel me? But that's kind of how it is. I would prefer a more aggro Sonic because then it becomes a little bit more fun. I said a little bit, but otherwise it's like, it's not that bad. Terry is... He's a +1. I don't have a specific order for him. He is a +1. Actually, you know what? No, I know why he's a +1. He has the ability to, like, kind of stay in one place and create a wall, right? But it's not as good as Ken, even in this case, Ryu's Hadouken. And then, like, you still have the whole, like, jab, power dunk thing. He can rack up a lot of damage, but the problem lies is when you take him off stage, right? He's super easy to, like, edge guard if you read it correctly. And then, unless, like, you know, Go comes out and you're starting to get hard reads on that Zero Suit Samus player, you're gonna be struggling. Terry struggles a lot to try to, well, I guess hit her. I can't even say keep up with her because, I mean... to be honest, like, a lot of Shotos don't really have to care about keeping up with it because at the end of the day, right, I still have to come and hit you. I am a character who likes to hit you with some hitboxes and run away. Overall, it's like, it's still pretty hard for him, you know what I mean? It's still pretty hard. Who's next? Toon Link. You know what? I'm gonna be real. Gracio, you probably, like, going against you has actually given the answer to this question. Barely -1. Barely. A little bit in front of, yeah, actually in front of Pichu, but barely -1. So his zoning capabilities, right? He's able to create a lot of like option selects and a lot of walls like that. I mean, sure, it's fine, you know, if you could get past the projectiles, right? But what's the other problem you have to deal with personally, right? Hitting Toon Link. He has a small hitbox. He's super small to hit, and he hits you hard. It's like, when you have to deal with a character that has those kind of capabilities, and especially on Wi-Fi, it's hard to try to predict their particular patterns and do well. Oh, that's also one thing, too, that I gotta think about, or that, like, you have to kind of take into account. Zero Suit Samus struggles in a lot of matchups where she has to rely on straight hits. This is a matchup where she relies on straight hits. It's hard. It's very hard to, it's tough. It's a challenge to try to hit him, and then also trying to get past the zone. And then like as you start going through the rest of the game, it tends to get a little bit more aggravating. But again, it's zoning at its finest. But what more can you do, right? It's just a character, you know. Villager, I don't know too much about. I'm not even about to sit here and lie because I really don't know much about it. Next, Wario. You know what? That's a solid +1. Solid. He still can combo you just as good as you can combo him. But he's easier to hit. You obviously have to avoid things like waft, and then like things like down tilt, dash attack. But it's not that bad. The matchup tends to be it's cool. It's not that bad for both sides, for both parties, for Zero Suit and for Wario. I would say like, oh well, it's even, but it's not really because you still have the combo capabilities, and then you're harder to hit. He's not that hard to hit. He can't really move as much as you're capable of doing with like flip jump and stuff like that and jump heights. So yeah. Let's see. Wii Fit Trainer. We're gonna go with the female one. I'm gonna just put that guy down here. Again, Wi-Fi, right? Nah, never mind. Nope. Let me stop lying. +2. Doesn't matter how you zone me. Doesn't matter how many times you try to hit me with this ball. I can flip jump out of a lot of situations or get out of a lot of like either disadvantageous situations or just pretty much just avoid neutral like there and then try to reset it or do something else. But there's nothing that, even with like with the sauce, you know, the down B and stuff. Now don't get me wrong, when you get like, when it turns to like heavier or like higher percentages, it tends to get harder because guess what, you get knocked out with one straight hit, you're gonna die. Yes, that's where it gets tough. However, you don't have sauce all the time. I'm not at, I don't know, 100+% all the time. So then in the meantime, while the match is continuing, it's pretty bad until it gets to those last stock, last hit situations, or just last hit for particular stock situations. Alright. Wolf. Why do I even have to bother? Nah, let me stop playing. Alright. -2. Actually, worst matchup. Worst. No. Wait. Let me think about it. No, I lied. I'm sorry. I apologize. Pikachu is still the worst matchup. Wolf is second worst in my opinion. Super close though. Super close. But it's just because, alright. Wolf is a character that, against Zero Suit, does not have to go in. He does not have to come in and hurt me. All he has to do, or he can throw out lasers all he wants, and I'm not threatening anybody. On top of that, right? His crouching hit, I mean, he has like a crouching stance that's just barely low enough to where a lot of times my nair will miss. And unless like unless I get in a little closer, which is like kind of punishment range, like where I get punished, then that's where like the issues come in. And then he can either grab me and then get like some extra damage. What was I gonna say? And then just go from there. Also, obviously, like the safe smash attacks and stuff. Oh, the risk about tether grab is super, like, it's super scary to do against Wolf, because guess what? If I'm in a or if we're in a last shot, last hit situation and I miss a grab, I'm probably dead. Or I'm close to it, because guess what? One wrong move against Wolf, you get punished hard. If there was a way to describe this matchup, I'm really trying to think right now. Nah, that's too much. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to think. Oh, alright. If we could describe, you know what? I'm gonna go with Kingdom Hearts, alright? I'm gonna go with Kingdom Hearts. Should I go with Kingdom Hearts? Nah, let's go Dragon Ball Z. That's more relatable. Alright. We comparing what's it called? UI Goku is Wolf. Alright? Krillin is Zero Suit Samus. Imagine Ultra Instinct Goku and Krillin going against each other. That thing is easy street for freaking UI Goku. That man is literally, all you gotta do is just blow a whistle. And Krillin's done. It's over. You're punished. You're done. It's over with. That's just like the best way to describe it, of like how super simple it is for Wolf. If you ever play that matchup of Wolf against ZSS, you really don't have to do much. You don't have to be super amazing. This is one of those matchups that it doesn't matter how good or bad you are as a Wolf player. Even play like, again, play optimally. I mean, right? That's like how the matchup charts usually are. But just as a whole, like, no, you're not struggling. You're not about to you're not about to be struggling at all against Zero Suit. But over here in Zero Suit Street, we zero stock Samus right now. We struggling out here, bro. Alright. Yoshi. Another one of the top +1s. One of the hardest, again, one of the hardest +1s. May be the hardest. The reason why I say that is because, again, a matchup that makes Zero Suit rely on straight hits makes it tough already. Because with the whole like double jump armor thing with Yoshi, and the fact that like Yoshi can combo me a lot better than I can, just makes it hard. However, it's still tough to catch Zero Suit. But it's not necessarily even, because it's like, okay, I'm trying to rely on a couple straight hits and maybe, keyword maybe, get like a big read on this Yoshi player. But if not, then it's like you're just hoping that you rack up enough damage through straight hits to get a kill. Like, what? Yoshi can do that all day. But can I do it? Nah, really. It's hard. What's it called? Y'all can, hey, honestly, y'all can even put this on Nike's Yoshi's chat. You know what I'm talking about? Like Nike's Yoshi, that top level Australian player. What's it called? Shoot, you can tell him where I put this at. I'm so serious. Like, that matchup is really tough for the simple fact of I have to get straight hits. while also, like, you have to camp more in that matchup. It's more of like, okay, how do I get hits in without getting hit when it's super easy for him to hit me, but it's really hard for me to hit him? That's the best way to put it. Young Link is +1. You just got to know how to get in on him. Not even know how to play the matchup. Just literally know how to get in on him. That's it. If you recognize a certain player's habits, he's easier to hit. So, I kid you not, right? So, Toon Link is already in -1. If Young Link had the same hitbox as Toon Link does, or smaller, I would put him automatically into -1. Actually, you know what? I lied. I'm sorry. Because Young Link still struggles to kill. Toon Link doesn't struggle as much to kill. He can get stray forward smashes, stray insert, I guess, like, you know, up B out of shield, and then it actually kills me. Instead of, like, he trying to do the mixer up B, you feel me? And then it just leads into a combo. Young Link has to rely on combos, is already struggling enough as it is to try to hurt or kill me, and I still got this flip kick. I can still get around a lot of your projectiles, and I can combo you pretty good too. So that's definitely a +1. Zelda? Alright. This one I'm pretty biased about, I'm not even gonna lie. Now I'm gonna put as a whole what I think it is. +2, for sure. Absolutely. She does not have the mobility. She does not have the zoning capabilities. Pretty much just like her moveset is just not, and playstyle is just not good enough to really contest against Zero Suit Samus much. However, here's where I go into, like I was saying, it's a personal thing. I personally don't like the fact that I can get punished with a knee, with her stuff, knee on both sides. With meaning like her Sweet Spot Fair and Sweet Spot Bear killing me, and then also up B out of shield killing me, right? I'm not a fan of that. I hate it, and especially on Wi-Fi, that makes her, she's already super powerful. But when you have to deal with stuff like that, we could be at like the same percentage, right? Actually, I'm gonna throw out 80. Let's say we're both at 80%. If I get hit with this forward air or back air, that Sweet Spot Fair Bear, I might die. No cap. I actually might die, and it upsets me every time. Not a set placement for Link. +1, I agree. I'd say, I think the reason why it would be that is because, so he's easy to hit, right? But he still has he has really good tools of punishing you for your bad spacing, or like up B out of shield or whatever, right? And then Nair is just a really good like out prioritizing move to where like even if you hit like the sour spot, you don't necessarily have to like hit with like a super strong part of Nair in order for it to be good. Like it can be good regardless. I think Nair is really good, and then also like I don't think remote bomb is much of a stress. I don't think that's really much of a stress. However, I will say for like I guess the other projectiles, sometimes they can block me. Oh, also, one thing that I'm really afraid of, terrified of. Forward air at higher percentages, alright? And especially like on last hit situations, alright? You can throw out a forward air, and that's going to beat the crap out of my forward air, out of mine. Unless like I'm doing this super preemptively. But in a matchup like that, right? Or what's it called? In last hit situation, you can't do that. Shoot you preemptively and think that you're gonna get away with it. No, you either get punished with something else, or you know you're just getting put into an awkward situation. So usually what happens is if I try to run up at forward air at that time, guess what? Forward air says hello, and then I'm dead. Up tilt can be good at catching flip jump sometimes too. I've seen few situations where it works. I think it's super risky. I think up smash would be better, but I mean up tilt does work if you want to go for it. I think it's one of those like aerials that it's slow but it's good. It's like Wolf's back air. How is it slow but it's fast at the same time? Like what? It's crazy. Zero Suit Samus ditto. It's even, but it's like one of the dumbest even matchups, like one of the dumbest dittos I've ever done in my life. Like, period. This, like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's not even that fun. It's not fun. We're going for the same things. We're going for the same condition in the reads and stuff. It's like, it's a battle of who has the better reads. I don't think it's anything else. It's not, oh, well, you got to watch out for her Zaire, because it's like, well, guess what? You got a Zaire too. Oh, you got this Nair. You got this. You got the same frame data. No, this matchup is one of the worst Dittos. I'm sorry. No, let me stop saying that. Let me not go too ahead of myself. In my opinion, I really don't like this. I really don't like the Ditto. I don't like it at all. I'm not a fan. It's to the point where if I ever see Mars, I will only go that matchup because of unless he does one or two things. One, if he just goes another character or whatever, right? Or I just want him to give me feedback on my Zero Suit Samus. But then the next game I'm going with Lucina. Like, no. We're not doing that again. Overall synopsis, alright? I think compared to offline and online, right? Online, her matchup spread tends to get a little bit, or a lot of like either lower tier characters or characters who aren't as good can contest her because of delay and timings and stuff. Or if it's like, if I try to preemptively do something, most of the time it doesn't work. And then it's like, Zero Suit Samus is also in her own kind of category where she can be top tier. Sometimes she could be a little bit of high. Sometimes she could just be straight buns. Not like low tier, nothing like that. No, but you know what I'm saying? She teeter-totters a lot. But if you take into account her I guess like her ability to do really good teeter-totter, like with the teeter-totter, right? Which is why I think that there's no one set place for her. It really isn't. Even like when I make a tier list, I don't think that she's in one set place. My opinion will always change of her. That's just how this character works. But like I said, overall, Zero Suit is a character who is based on reads, and because of how Wi-Fi works, sometimes you can't do a lot of the different conditionings and stuff that you want to do, like me specifically. I'm still gonna play her like on the more aggro side, but if there was like a really ideal quote-unquote way to play her sometimes, a lot of times it's just camping. Like, it's super close to Sonic, but not Sonic. That's like the most ideal quote-unquote way to play her. And I'm not about that life. I'm not about all that camping and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll camp out limit break. I don't want to get hit, bro. But everything else, no. It's just, she's a very fun character. She's very versatile. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So she's, in my opinion, one of the most honest top tiers. Because you have to make her top tier. She is very freestyle. She is very... there is no one way to play Zero Suit Samus. Mars, there's no way anybody can copy how he plays her. None at all. Because he's that kind of man. He's that kind of bold person to go for stuff. I do certain stuff too, right? I do bold things. This is what has landed me in places that are... or has landed me in good standings and stuff for these Wi-Fi tournaments and like getting to all these top 8s and stuff like that. That's just how she works. But as a whole, for sure, like I do think that she has a more kind of like a very wide spread because of like how Wi-Fi works. Offline is a different story. However, this is how online works again. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, into this tier list. Also, thank you guys for, you know, getting me over here to the, what's it called? Over here to, you know, this 150 plus followers. Like, it's a blessing, man. I really do appreciate doing all of this. And for the, I'm also going to be putting this on YouTube. So the people who are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to do more Smash content, and I'm definitely going to do more. Hey, everybody can say hi to YouTube. Go ahead. But, thank you so much.